Good morning. Today's the 29th. I am trying to get ready for a staff meeting, so you see me dressed in my nurse uniform. I'm going to share the screen. I don't have a lot of time this morning, but I did want to look at some things on here. I did submit my response to one discussion, um, and I'm hoping that there are people who've posted their introductions so that I can work on more. But right now, there's only a couple and not very good choices. So I was trying to see what kind of rang true to me in people's research, so that, let's see, I'm sharing the screen here, um, so that I had something to say because actually three of them I did not identify with because they weren't in my field. Well, none were in my field, but part of it was not just that they weren't in my field, but they were talking about like worldly stuff. I say worldly because I'm a Christian. I don't know. I wouldn't be ever looking up something on a celebrity or anything like that. So that's pretty much what this one person did. So we have module discussions. Here's the use and research one. Yesterday, there were she responded to a couple of things. Let's see if I can't remember how to get in here. So forgive me if I'm trying to remember how to get to these post-ins. Oh, here goes something. Okay, there's a different person here. Sports management. Huh. In the past, I used research to become a better coach. Huh. One example was when I wanted to improve team chemistry and motivation among my players. Oh, I need this information. Um, hmm. My goal was to learn what leadership styles and coaching techniques work best to keep athletes engaged and performing at a high level. My audience was mainly myself and my coaching staff because I wanted to see what I learned to help my team succeed. Started by looking up articles and studies from coaching and sports psychology websites. I compared different leadership styles. I don't know, this is interesting, and this is off topic, but can you be a different type of leader? I mean, I don't think you can. I think it's based off of your personality, but maybe I'm wrong. Um, like transformational, servant leadership, and see how they affected motivation. I applied some of the techniques in practice and watched how the team responded. What worked well for me was taking notes from credible sources and trying things out in real time. The hardest part was sorting through so many opinions online, but focusing on research based information to help me find what worked. Um, hmm. Another one, digital photography. Hmm. I see that this course is a way to strengthen how I build arguments and back them up with solid research. Skills that support both my academic and creative projects. One example of research I've done outside of class was when I was preparing to see Corn live years ago. I became curious about Jonathan Davis' microphone stand. Oh, that's interesting. That's different. Credible sources, interviews, articles about his work, fan forums, pulled it together into a short write up. Why would you write it up? Share it with friends. That's strange. Hmm. Okay. This is the one I had answered. So, yeah, I'm not feeling any inspiration here. But you can click on, I think this is how I did it yesterday. So you go onto this page, which you just saw. And I think to read, like if I wanted to answer to Tara, oh, that's a strange one. I kind of like this one. You click on the title. And then here, if you scroll down, you can reply. So I think that's it. Huh. I'm going to think on this one. So I'm going to email it to myself. Copy it. Where's my email? Got to find my email. Where is my email? Here we go. I'll think on this. I'm not going to have time this morning to mess with this, but I'll send it to my work email. And I'm the late person today. So at the end of the day, when there's time, I'll look at it. Did I bring that? No, I left that article. Okay, so research. Put reply. And then where were the guidelines again? I got to find the rubric. So that one's interesting. Here, this is it, your responses. This way I don't have to look this up again. I'm trying to go up. Well, okay. Well, that's how I'm copying it then. Send it to me. I was so tired yesterday. I couldn't think straight, so I don't know how great my reply was. I really couldn't think straight. And I don't usually get tired like that. I'm not even sure why I was that tired. But I was also feeling kind of, I don't know, I was a little discouraged. Little discouraged. Okay, so this is the rubric. So if I want to exceed expectations, this is talking about my initial post engagement. Provides relevant, meaningful response to posts with clarifying explanation and detail. Exceeds expectations with an intentional use of language that promotes a thorough understanding. Okay, I'll do my best. Literally will do my best. So one thing that I learned was there is a calendar that shows you what's due when. And I don't remember if it's on, maybe it's under tools. Here it is. Haha. So tomorrow is when this initial discussion post is due. For some reason, one of my classmates was thinking that Sunday was when module one was, well, it's not module one, the second part of the research question, but this is module one. So really, it's tomorrow that the discussion post is due with the reply. And I think she knew that. So I will update her when I see her. Because I looked it up because she's like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. It's not due to Sunday. I'm like, no, not true. Not true. All right. Well, I have a staff meeting that I have to get ready for. So I am going to cut this one short today. But coming up, well, let's look at the calendar real quick. So after module one, what is here? Third. Module 2 begins. That's when you need to be reading your materials. I believe there's things to read. And then another discussion is. So let's look at Module 2 real quick. It's good to look ahead and kind of know what you're going to be responsible for. Come on, let me out here. Where are modules? There we go. Okay, so again, Module 1, just for a refresher, is where you're listing this is the 1-2 part, where you are listing your research question, why you chose it. I do need to tweak that. So I will be working on that this weekend. And then let's go back to Module 2. I could have arrowed over, but I didn't. And this one, I didn't even read this yet. One part of research is to assess your sources with diverse perspectives, which helps to create a robust argument. So you're basically sharing your links. Oh, and this is going in the post, looks like, for your initial post. Share the links of your 2 sources. Describe how these 2 sources support your topic. What different perspectives are presented in these 2 sources. So my first article was written by an anesthesiology group. And so they're looking at, in that article, different areas that are affected by late start times and things that delay cases. And its effects, it talks about patient satisfaction in there, I believe. And then the next article, I can't remember what type of group they are. And the terrible, let me look. Do I have up here? Who are these people? So this is a healthcare journal, but I don't know what these, oh, they're anesthesiologists too. Okay. But totally different perspective. This is looking at it from a patient safety perspective. And those are both of the things I want to touch on. Okay, and then you have to describe how the topics or the sources support your topic, what different perspectives are presented in these sources, what voices are present in these articles, how do they differ. So if you're writing on a 4-day work week, an economist, an employee, employer, and customer client might all have different perspectives. Do the voices and perspectives represented in these sources give full or fair picture? And then your response to the post will be review their articles. What perspectives are not yet represented in your peers' sources? What might your peers' audience think if those perspectives are not considered? One thing I didn't include in my article was the financial aspect, because I really don't know the specifics of how my facility is affected. And I'm not a finance-minded kind of person, even though I've had businesses. That's not where my mind goes. I had no interest in doing that. But anyway, so there you see what we have coming up. So I want to encourage everybody to keep going, even though it can be discouraging at times. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. It's just a matter of doing one task after another. If you're like me, you don't have a lot of time, just keep pushing forward and try to do things that relax you. One thing I did yesterday when I got home was listen to some classical music. And I'm actually new to listening. I really never did that before, but I found that the effect of some of that music on me was calming. Do whatever it is that's going to help you relax. Take a moment, walk outside. Don't be always plugged into the computer and working on stuff constantly. You have to relax. You have to eat. You have to refresh yourself. So be encouraged. We're going to get through this together. Have a great day, everybody.